Good morning, members and families. It's Ms. Steinacher. Today, we're going to do the lesson for Fractions Set 1, an introduction to the fraction circles. For this lesson, you're going to need Fractions Set 1 packet. You're going to need a red pencil, a regular pencil. You're going to need 1, 2, 3 pages folded in half for a booklet. If you don't have this, you can just use the back of pages or be resourceful. They could also be lined paper from a spiral. And you will need your fraction circles already cut out from the preparing the fraction circles. If you have not prepared your fraction circles yet, press pause now. After you prepare your material, come back. We'll still be here. All right, now that your fraction circles are cut out, let's begin. I have set mine out on this in order. So I have my 1, my whole circle, and then here I have my halves, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths, eighths, ninths, and tenths. Now, all that means is that if I put these two together, these two parts, I get one whole. So this is one of the two pieces, like in the video you watched before. This is 1/3, so one of the 3 pieces that make a whole. If I had 2 of them, it would be 2/3 and 3/3, so on and so forth. If you watched the video before this one, that makes sense. If not, head back and check it out. Now that your fraction circles are prepared and set out, and if you'll notice, they're not perfect. It's thin paper, we do the best we can. Now let's look at our packet and see what it says. The first page says fraction booklet. Fraction booklet. You're going to use the fraction circles and prepare to create a booklet. It says cut and paste the fraction circles. Now, you've already cut them out and we're not going to paste them, so you can just mark out that part of the directions. Label the parts of each fraction circle. Use the 3-part cards as a control chart for your booklet. This part right here is in Canvas. So after making your booklet, you can go check on Canvas and see if you've done it correctly as your control chart. And if not, you just fix it. So what we're going to do is take our booklet and we're going to trace and label each fractional part. So I'm going to start by taking my 1 whole, and I'm going to trace it on here. It's a little bit tricky to trace paper sometimes because it's very thin and flimsy. So I'm just going to do my personal best. If it's not perfect, that's okay. It's good practice. Having a really sharp pencil for this is always a good idea. So I'm just going to do my very best to trace around. I did it. I'm going to label this now. Fraction booklet. And then I'll put my name. Now, after I trace my hole, I can outline it with my red. And then just like in primary, I'm going to use my light touch and do the lines down it to color it all in. I don't have to press super hard to do this. I'm going to take my time and color the rest of that in. You can do that on your own time. Now let's look and see what's next. I'm going to take my booklet. I have my one whole. I'm going to get the next one, which is a half. So I'm going to trace the half. And I'm going to label it 1/2. So it's 1 is my numerator and 2 is my denominator. So there's 2 parts all together, and this is one of them. I'm going to get the second half, the other half, and line it up as best I can. Trace the outline. Oops. This is also 1/2. So 1/2 plus 1/2 equals a whole circle. Same thing, you'll outline it. If you wanted to leave a little space, you could, and then you'll do the same thing and color it in using those lines all the way through. Whoops. I'm going to put my 2 halves back. Now let's get the next one. I'll show you how to leave a little space this time. So I'm going to trace my 1/3. Oops, I got a little off. I can just erase it. That's why I'm using my pencil. This one got a little off too. So there's 1/3. I'm going to leave a little bit of space this time. Now I have 1/3 here. This is also 1/3. But if they were right together, it would be 2/3. So I have 2/3. I have one more third to color in, or trace and then color in. And I'm leaving that little gap right there. Now I have another third. So again, you'll outline it in red and then color it in, taking your time. You're going to go all the way through, so you'll do a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th in your booklet. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. When you're finished, you can upload a video sharing your book with us. So that is the lesson on Fractions Set 1, Card 1, your fraction booklet. That goes this way. Thank you for coming to the lesson.